Good evening and welcome to the evening news tonight. I'm Chauncey Glover. Breaking developments right now as we begin the evening news. Houston police searching for these three women to ask them about the deadly shooting of a 5-year-old boy, Jordan Allen Jr. Police tell us they want to speak with Shaprice Stoneham, Kalisa Smith, and Alexis Gore. They stress the women aren't being charged at this time. The little boy died Monday after being shot Friday after he was hit by that stray bullet while playing on a balcony at his home on Richmond Avenue in Southwest Houston. Police say he was doing TikTok videos with his dad when he was shot. Call Crime Stoppers if you know anything about this case. And as new reported cases of COVID-19 come into the newsroom, attorneys for inmates and Sheriff Gonzalez say tonight releases aren't happening fast enough as COVID-19 is growing inside of the jail. ABC13's Ted Oberg was listening this afternoon as those attorneys begged a federal judge to act fast. Meanwhile, police chiefs told judges they want all of this to slow down.
Those inmates' lawyers did tell a federal judge, you must act. We've come to that point, there's no other choice. And just hours before, police chiefs from around Harris County told state district judges here at the courthouse, you better not act, letting any violent inmate go. All the while, thousands of inmates sit in the jail just blocks from here, while cases of COVID inside are on the rise. While we've all been talking about reducing the jail population, the number of inmates actually at the jail went up overnight. 20 jail staff have now tested positive. 3 inmates have 2, 52 inmates are in quarantine awaiting results, and more than 1,000 are under observation, and the number of inmates in the jail went up overnight. This afternoon, a lawyer for Sheriff Ed Gonzalez told a federal judge the process to release nonviolent accused felons with nonviolent criminal histories is stymied and not working well. Hours earlier, a wide-ranging group of police chiefs, constables, Crime Stoppers, and the district attorney went public with their long-simmering anger that some Harris County judges have released violent criminals on low bonds, and it's only been sped up in recent weeks.
Whenever a suspect can be released for less than a Happy Meal, there is a problem.
We have magistrates and judges that are slapping the men and women of law enforcement in the face every time they make an arrest. How are we supposed to be able to do our job? How are we supposed to be able to keep our people motivated? How are we supposed to protect the people that we swore to protect if we're fighting judges?
Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo stood in front of the group and denied a health crisis inside the jail was any worse than the one outside, and pledged the group of gathered crime fighters would make sure the public knew of any allegedly dangerous criminals released now or in the future by state district court judges.
These judges at the court, some of them, don't want the public to know how they're coddling violent criminals. This group that you see here will make sure that we shed light.
Part of what you saw there today with that large group of police chiefs, the DA, and Crime Stoppers was months of frustration boiling over at judges who have released violently accused inmates on low bond or no cash bond. Not just during the COVID epidemic, but months before. One note to pass on, 158 nonviolent inmates have been released in the last week from the Harris County Jail, but that hasn't lowered the jail population because crime continues on the outside. Downtown, Ted Oberg, ABC13 Eyewitness News.
Ted, thanks. Now the debate over inmate releases during the pandemic comes as this virus claims more members of our community daily. Now, Galveston County now confirming 4 people are dead. Houston health officials also confirming another death, bringing that total number of lives lost in Southeast Texas to 50. We're also seeing more than 3,300 reported cases across the region. And sadly, today we have learned about the death of a nurse who died from COVID-19. It marks the first known death from a healthcare worker here in our areas. Very latest tonight.
We do not know if the nurse had any underlying health conditions or her age, but the VA did send a statement saying in part, quote, she dedicated her life to helping and treating others and has been serving veterans since 2013. She has been an integral part of our medical center and was best known at our Houston VA for her positive attitude and big smile. Now, as we're seeing more cases of COVID-19, the question remains, how easily is it spread? How can I catch it? We went to a doctor for some answers.
Social distancing, it's one of the biggest ways to stop the spread of COVID-19. Here's the reason for that 6-foot rule.
So the most common way that people are catching the virus that causes COVID-19 is via respiratory droplet transmission. So those are the droplets from our mouth that get ejected when we cough and then travel on average a distance of 6 feet or less, which is why the recommendation is for people to stay 6 feet apart.
That's how the droplets spread in the air. But if they're on surfaces, that can be another concern.
If you are to either cough on someone or to cough onto your hands and then touch things like doorknobs or other hard, high contact surfaces, and someone else is to touch that same surface a little while later and not wash their hands and then touch their face, it's possible they could acquire the virus via that route.
So washing your hands is key, and so is not touching your face. In fact, Dr. Long says wearing a mask can help you be more aware of that too.
Wearing a mask in public is going to help you remember not to touch your face with your hands when you're out and about. If you're in the grocery store and you're touching a lot of things other people have touched and you're not able to wash your hands, having that mask on is going to help you remember if you go to touch your face, your nose, your mouth, oh wait, I shouldn't do that.
If you do wear gloves, it's especially important to take them off properly, throw them away, and then immediately wash your hands. Marla Carter, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Marla Carter reporting there. Thank you. Well, for many families, their children's classrooms are now the kitchen table as parents have turned into teachers. And as local school districts are working to teach those students virtually, ABC 13's Roxy Bustamante also has more on how HISD is now making sure their students are learning virtually.
This is Houston ISD's curbside service, feeding about 500 meals to hungry students and their families.
We wouldn't have hundreds of cars out there if we didn't have this great need. So I've got to ask for more, and I promise to ask for more. This is something that cannot be ignored.
School districts across the country, including Houston ISD, are turning the classroom to online. But Superintendent Granita Lathan says there are a number of students who they are trying to track down.
We're verifying that through the logins and the amount of time that students are spending on the various instructional software opportunities that we have provided them.
She says the school district will also send out packets with school assignments starting next week. And for seniors who are ready to walk across the stage, graduation could be moved online.
We're looking at the option of course, virtual graduations and also face-to-face, pushing those graduations back possibly to the summer, but we are planning both ways at this time.
Roxy Bustamante, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Roxy, thanks. Now time to take a quick look at our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog has an update for us.
We're looking at some pretty warm weather on Wednesday, then some thunderstorms Thursday with a front will cool us down as we get into Good Friday. We are expecting this evening temperatures to kind of drop from the upper 70s to the mid 70s by midnight. A pretty soupy start to the day again on Wednesday with some fog towards sunrise. Then in the afternoon, the sun comes out and that's going to warm us up to nearly 90 degrees in Houston. The record to beat 92 from 1986. And there's a few spots that could briefly kiss the 90-degree mark. And it's not just here, it's across much of Texas with highs in the 90s from Brownsville all the way up to the Red River. Thursday's a different story. The northern half of the state cools off as a front rolls in. That front doesn't reach Houston until pretty late in the day, and so we'll be on the warm side of it, but then here comes the thunderstorms. Let's flip over to Future Track. As the front's coming in from the north, a jet stream disturbance is coming in from the west, and the two will combine to generate a high chance of showers and thunderstorms late Thursday afternoon into the Thursday evening. Even a small possibility that some of those thunderstorms could produce some severe hail and severe winds, and then things will start to dry out as we get into Good Friday morning. So we'll leave in a 30% chance of some lingering showers, but notice the drop in temperatures. We go from lows in the 70s to lows in the 50s with highs down into the 70s. And then for Saturday, another round of thunderstorms is likely as the next weather system rolls in. That could bring some lingering showers and storms into Easter Sunday morning. Then after the weekend, we finally get the sky to clear out. Lots of sunshine coming our way, and along with it, some cooler temperatures. We are expecting the possibility of a morning or two down into the 40s, but we have to wait until next week for that cooler air to arrive.
And thank you so much for getting caught up on the evening news. Our next newscast is coming up tonight on the news at 10 o'clock. Thanks for being with us. I'm Chauncey Glover. Have a great night and take care.